quite out of my comfort zone on that one. And Peter Kay's Pop Factor was good, and working with Peter, he's such a legend, such a funny man, just is as you find him on television. He's just the same bloke, just a very funny guy. That was fun to work with. Least favourite, I don't really know. I don't think I have any least favourite shows. Perhaps some, industrial commentaries or something about concrete, or talking about cogwheels or any industrial application that is mind-numbingly dull. I once did a job for the Ministry of Defence where I had to read the entire engineering manual for the Chieftain tank, and that took about 3 weeks, and it was one of the most mind-numbingly dull jobs I think I've ever done. Principally because I didn't understand a bloody word of it, but I had to sound as if I did, because I was talking to engineering graduates about how to mend a tank in the field. I mean, I had to sign the Official Secrets Act and everything. I couldn't. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. But yes, you've got to take the rough with the smooth. Basically, but most of it's fun.
I mean, has there ever been a performance that you've not been happy with, just from your own point of view? Like, you've done something.
Well, yes, all the time. And every time I finish a job, I think, oh God, have I done well enough? Is it good enough? Could it have been better? And invariably the answer is yes. And I think that's the lot of anybody in a creative industry, all actors or, anybody who's creating something. We're all in pursuit of perfection, and you never get there, but some people get close. I don't know whether I've ever got close, but I wouldn't be as precious to say that I'm never dissatisfied with everything I do. But I think, you can do your best, and that's all you can do. I did a job up in Glasgow recently for the BBC, for CBBC, which was a lovely little series called Ooglies, which I think is currently running on CBBC. And it's a stop-frame animation series, massive project. It's about 70 characters, only 3 of us doing it, and we weren't allowed to speak. There was no script. We had to just emote noises and convey the emotion of the characters, sort of these little teapots and telephones and bits of cheese and things that had eyes. I won't try and explain it to you. You'll have to watch it. But that was one of the most difficult things to do. The temptation is always to say words, like, oh dear, or when you fall off something. And we just had to make noises. And, they could be anything like grunts or, sighs, or you just eventually run out of ideas, and the pressure is on to do so much of this in a day that it's really exhausting to do, but at the same time quite challenging, if you see what I mean. But it was an interesting. It was one of the more interesting jobs I've done this year. Was that one, and it was made by the same people that won the BAFTA for Heads, which I was also doing. Also did the year before, which won the BAFTA for Best Entertainment Show on Children's Television. So hopefully we'll be nominated again next year.
The X Factor voiceover. Do you do that live, or do you do that kind of pre-recorded? Is that in the studio and then they send it over?
The opening titles, what's called the pre-title sequence that I voice, it's a little bit at the beginning, and that's just you'll blink and you miss it. That's done. We do that on the Friday. So that's done on a Friday evening, and it's played out as live on the Saturday night. And the other bits in the live shows where you hear my voice introducing the acts, that's also done in advance. I guess they just want to bulk down as much of it as they can and leave as little as possible to chance. And in any case, I don't really want to hang around a studio on a Saturday night. I'd rather be at home watching it with a glass of wine in my hand, like half the population.
I guess, being a budding voice actor myself, what advice do you have for anybody interested in that career?
I would just say, don't back off. Don't come into the business. Well, no, we don't need you. Advice? I'm the last person to give you advice. I really don't know. There is no real career path in this. It's very much. It's not an easy way to make money, and a lot of people think it is, and a lot of people are seriously disillusioned when they, give up their day job and try to become a voiceover artist because they've heard of the fabulous amounts of money that you can make doing it. You can make good money doing it. I've had a reasonably good career doing it, but by goodness, it's extremely competitive. It's very difficult. You have to. Build up all those contacts and get that first job, and get a demo reel together, and the actual I'm here in this position now, where I am now, because I've been doing it for the best part of 30 years. It's taken me that long to get here. But, I don't let that put you off. The best thing to do is to do a show reel and to keep it under a minute, because invariably, when you send your show reel off to an advertising agency or an agent, they're not going to listen to it for more than, I would say, if you're lucky, if you get past 15 seconds. And I'm being absolutely serious when I say that. If you don't make an impact with what I call your signature voice in the first 15 seconds, that tape, CD, file, whatever it is they're listening on, is put in the recycling bin or dumped. Because, these people, advertising agencies, producers, whatever, agents, time is very short for them. They haven't got time to listen to CDs or tapes. Well, particularly not tapes now. They're going to listen to CDs, or they're going to want to hear the audio you send them in a file, an MP3 file, which you send as an email attachment, preferably. But they're not going to listen to it for very long. So unless you can make an impact in the first 15 seconds to 30 seconds, you're not going to make it at all. So you've got to put all your best stuff in that first 15 seconds of audio.
Fair enough. I guess my final question is, what's next for Peter Dickson? What kind of projects have you got coming up?
Well, the joy of this job is that you never really know what's coming up. I probably couldn't tell you anything that's coming up between now and Christmas. Is going to be very busy for me. And a lot of the jobs I do are literally come in the day before. So, for instance, today at 5 o'clock, my agent rang me and said, tomorrow I've got a TV commercial to do. Don't know what it's for. I'll just turn up, and it might be something, one of the biggest jobs of the year. It could be just something terribly insignificant, for, toilet cleaner or something. I don't know what it might be. But you never really know. And that's part of what drives you on. What drives me on is that every day's different. Every day comes with a surprise, and some days the phone doesn't ring at all. And that's when you either A, worry, or B, get on with the administration side of things, because there's a lot of admin attached to what I do. Keeping track of it all, running a website, answering correspondence, talking to people, meetings. It's a lot to do. So every day's different, and I'm so grateful, and I'm literally very grateful for where I am at the moment. I couldn't be happier. It's been a terrific career.
Peter, thank you very much for doing this interview with me.
Well, thank you very much indeed.